From the Berkshires to the Sound, from wherever you live in MLB America, this is Inside the Parker. You give us 22 minutes and we'll give you the scoop on Major League Baseball. Now, here's Baseball Hall of Fame voter number 57.
You have another hot take.
Will not NOT make the playoffs.
Shohei me the money.
Rob Parker.
Come on! I've been covering Major League Baseball for almost 40 years now. In New York, in Cincinnati, in Detroit, in LA. I love this game. Let's go! Welcome into the podcast, and I'm your host, Rob Parker. And what a show we have for you today. Before we even get started, remember, press this button, the subscribe button, so that you're always here, always up to date with all the best coverage of Major League Baseball. As you know, I've been covering baseball since 1986. I love the sport. This is the place for your baseball fix. Inside the Parker, sponsored by Cuffin Season. Lock in the flavor your taste buds will love at cuffinseason.us. Get yours today. And for an extra 10% off, use the code MLBbro in all caps. Welcome into the podcast. I'm your host, Rob Parker. What a show we have for you today. Reigning National League Rookie of the Year, Drake Baldwin, yes, the catcher from the Atlanta Braves. He stops by. The Braves are off to a great start, and so is he, especially in the power department. Plus, Yankee Spanish broadcaster Rickie Ricardo from WFAN in New York and DraftKings. He will stop by, talk about Rivalry Week as the Mets and Yankees play, that and much more. Let's go.
To lead off, it's Getting Robbed.
And keep them up.
Rob's hot take on the three biggest stories in Major League Baseball. Number 1.
It's Rivalry Weekend in Major League Baseball, all around Baseball America. Teams that have natural rivals will play each other. The Dodgers and Angels, the White Sox and the Cubs, the Mets and the Yankees, all of that going on all around Major League Baseball, which is a fun weekend for fans to kind of be with their close rivals and whatnot. And I still remember the first interleague game goes back to 1997. And I remember very vividly getting tickets. Back then, I was working in New York. I was working at Newsday, and I was able to buy tickets, 8 tickets from me and my friends who I grew up with. We were all back then played on a pony league baseball team, little league team called the Black Cats. And the 8 of us went. 4 of us had Yankee hats on. 4 of us had Mets hats on. And we went. We had great seats behind home plate. And I remember what a thrill it was because before that, there had never been interleague play. And now it's a piece of the fabric and something that people look forward to. And they still sell out all over the place. It's been a great idea for Major League Baseball with the interleague and the rivals playing each other all around baseball on the same weekend. So I'm looking forward to watching over the weekend. I hope you are too.
Number 2.
Seattle catcher Cal Raleigh, guess what? He's on the IL for the first time in his career. And, man, what a season he's had. Remember, last year, he was the runner-up in the American League race for MVP. Of course, Aaron Judge won that. Cal hit 60 home runs, and a lot of people made the case for him. But he has struggled this year. In fact, he just snapped an 0 for 38 stretch as of Monday. And the slump buster was taking a shower with his full uniform on to somehow, some way snap out of it. It has been a disastrous 2026 so far, but I'm sure Seattle's hoping that he gets healthy and can return to, not 60 home runs and whatnot, but back to the player if he gets 30, 35 home runs. It just has been a really, really tough year for Cal Raleigh.
Number 3.
Mookie Betts is back with the Dodgers, but he wasn't expected to be back in the lineup Thursday night in the series finale. The Dodgers and the Giants at Dodger Stadium. Betts hit a home run on Wednesday night, but they don't want to push it, having him play 4 games in a row for that oblique strain that sidelined him for more than a month. And basically, we want to see Mookie Betts get healthy and get to play and get back out there. It's been the last 2 years have been up and down with injuries. You remember last year he was sick to start the season, lost a lot of weight, struggled. Coming into Thursday, he's only batting 171 this year, obviously being sidelined for more than a month. 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. These are not Mookie Betts numbers. I'm sure if Dodger fans would love to see this guy get back to being a ball player, future Hall of Famer. He's on that track and be a spark plug for the Dodgers. They have really missed him, and a healthy Mookie Betts in the lineup might be what the doctor ordered to get this offense going.
Here comes the big interview. Listen and learn.
Oh, it's so good.
Now let's welcome in Braves catcher Drake Baldwin. Drake, thanks for joining the podcast. How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Doing great. I want to talk to you about catching and how you got into catching. It's a very difficult position at all levels, but especially at the major league level. How did you get interested in catching?
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to be a part of both sides of the ball, and kind of being a part of every pitch was huge from a young age, and especially when I was like 10 years old. People not throwing a lot of strikes. I just wanted to be a part of every single pitch and kind of stay locked into the game there.
As far as calling a game, is that the hardest part, or is it harder just being behind there, people taking these hefty swings, guys throwing a million miles an hour at you? Which one is tougher?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of things that kind of add into it, but it's just kind of the feel for the game. I think there's a lot of people who help here with information and scouting reports and stuff like that, which kind of makes it a little bit more simplified at the big league level. So, I mean, there's hard parts on every given day, and it can kind of change day to day.
As far as catching and having power to go with it, like people feel like if you're a catcher, it's harder. So, most guys who are catchers are hitting a lot of home runs. You hit 19 your rookie year, you have 9 early on in this season. Where does that come from, the strength to be a catcher behind the plate and be able to provide some power?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just going out there and just trying to have the best at-bats you can for the 4 or 5 you get every single day. And I mean, you got guys like Cal Raleigh who are going out and putting 60 homers up. So
that's an anomaly, though, right? That's why it was so amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, though. So just trying to get the best at-bats you can.
Our guest is Drake Baldwin, catcher for the Atlanta Braves. Catching anybody you watched or admired, I mean, as a catcher. The gold standard for a long time was Johnny Bench, but that was a long time ago. How about for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I watched like Martin Maldonado with the Brewers a little bit. He was, I was a Brewers fan growing up, so like Luke Roy and some other guys who played for them were guys I watched. But I mean, I just kind of go out there and just have fun playing. So I'm not necessarily modeling my game after a specific player who played in the past.
And when I think of catchers defensively, Charles Johnson with the Marlins was a guy, one who was really good behind the plate too. What does it take to be able to be a great defensive catcher, throwing guys out? Because there's a lot of work in parts. Where does that, you have to have the right concentration?
Yeah, I think it's just putting the work in every day and being able to kind of feel as good as you can day in and day out, whether it be putting work in the weight room and just kind of staying healthy there so you're able to put your best foot forward on the field.
All right, and then last year, obviously, you won the National League Rookie of the Year. You had 19 home runs. You really hit the scene in a big way. How special was that for you?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, it's obviously everyone's dream to go and play in the big leagues. So getting that opportunity at first and then kind of having great people around me to allow me to get more opportunities and have the year I did was pretty special. And getting recognized at the end of the year is something that's really cool. So not many people get to do it. So definitely took that all in.
And how about after that? Okay, you have this great year. You're National League Rookie of the Year. What's your mindset going into the off season, to get ready for year number 2? Because obviously baseball is like, to me, it's like writing. You never can master it. You always can get better. Did you say, wow, I had a great rookie year, but man, I need to do this, that, and that?
Yeah, I think it's always just trying to get better. Trying to clean some stuff up with the swing and then just kind of get bigger, faster, stronger, and be as healthy as I can going into the season.
And we talked about the power. Is that something you look for, or that's just, this is my swing, if it goes out, it goes out? Or are there moments like that where you're like, man, we could use a home run here, or do you not hit in that fashion?
I am just trying to put as many good swings on the ball as I can, and the more good swings you put on good pitches, some of them will leave the yard.
And let's last thing about the Braves and where you guys are off to a great start in the NL East. And do you guys tell me about this team, the expectations? And it always, to me, in baseball, comes down to pitching. Do you have enough of that first team expectations?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of talent here, and there's a lot of guys who've done it before. So I think we have a good group of guys here, and it's kind of been showing these first couple weeks into the season, and we're just kind of trying to keep it rolling.
And the pitching, enough pitching for a long season?
Yeah, a lot of good arms here, a lot of depth, so I think we're in a good spot.
All right. Continued success. Drake Baldwin, of course, reigning National League Rookie of the Year, joining us here on Inside the Parker. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
In case you missed Rob Parker on the MLB Network, here's his latest appearance on MLB Now.
I just want people to know, as we hit the Zoom shot there, as we bring in Rob Parker on the showdown, he's in the hotel room. You can see he's in a hotel room, ironing his shirt. So that shirt just went on. I appreciate you are a true pro, Rob. Thank you.
Thank you, BK. You know I don't want to look shabby. I know.
We should not be showing this. He's got the Jackie Robinson 42 shirt on, the T-shirt underneath. But they see most people just go on. Guys will just throw on anything. Oh, I'm in a hotel room. You're there ironing your shirt. You got it going on. All right. Framber Valdez. Oh, no. I want to start with Ohtani, actually. We're just talking about the Dodgers. Ohtani, a home run last night and a single, slugging .250 for May. I'll use batting average, too. He's hitting .150 for the month. Has he sold out for pitching, and is that too big a price to pay?
It's too big of a price to pay. We know that he's more valuable if he's hitting every day. 2 years ago, 50-50. You can't argue that. I'm sorry. I understand how important pitching is, but BK, they won back-to-back World Series, and go look at his pitching numbers. He didn't pitch one of the years, and last year he didn't pitch that way at an ERA of over 7. Didn't win a game. So the Dodgers have enough pitching to win without him. I get it. It's a unicorn kind of situation, but it's not going to be the reason the Dodgers win. Him having 2 home runs in 113 at-bats is a bad thing for the Dodgers. Now,
I have something to show you. I don't disagree with you. I've been saying this for a while, and I know it sounds like I'm a killjoy. I don't want to see both. But the last time he pitched like a full season, 2022, right? He had, I think that was the year he had 166 innings. Look at what he was doing through 42 games, 2022. Look at his slash line, hitting .259, .315, slugging a little better, .465. This year it's .240, .370, .427. Again, it's about the same hitting level. Look, that's a good hitter. Like, if he just did that, we'd be fine. But we know he's not just that. He's the best hitter in the league. So you're losing the best hitter in the league every day for a great pitcher. Like, I'll get you, it's tough to do, but I agree with you. It remains to be seen if he gets his numbers up. If he doesn't, because only a few years ago, his overall hitting numbers were paled in comparison to what he's done the last 3 years.
100%. And that's what you have to really look at. When he's not pitching and he's just a threat out there with the bat, he's times 10.
Dominant.
He's times 10.
Yeah, it's hard. All right. Framber Valdez, back today. He got 6, reduced to 5. That's his suspension. Rob, the Tigers had 2 days off in that span. I don't know if do they realize in the league office that he gets 4 or 5 days off in between starts. So he hits a guy on purpose. He doesn't miss a start. What are we missing here, Rob?
We are missing that pitchers shouldn't be suspended in that manner. If you're a starter, then they should say you have to miss a start or 2 as punishment. Forget about the days or games. That doesn't make any sense. So it should be you're going to miss a start or you're going to miss 2 starts. And if you're a reliever, then it has to be you're going to miss, 3 appearances or 4 appearances. And what that means is, like a number of games that you can't pitch in, like if you're a reliever. But
hard to figure, though, right? Like, even as you say it, like hard to say how many games would you be in? We don't know, but you just have to cover it.
a starter is different to me than a reliever.
Yeah.
A starter should get game starts taken away. Starts. Mm-hmm. And a reliever should get games where he's not available.
If you give him a 12 or 13 game suspension, that's going to be 2 starts. Like, so go from there. Say you got to cover it and make sure you get that. I don't even bother. Now he's suspended without pay, so it's like and he's undisclosed fine. So he's losing some money. It doesn't seem like enough if you're going to do it, to punish a guy. Anyway.
No, it should be money, but it also should be you can't play. Like, there's got to be that part as well, not just the paycheck. And that's what Major League Baseball is looking at, or the union, saying you're taking 6 days pay from him, which is a lot of money, but that's not enough.
Okay, yeah, I think right. I think you're right. There's a better way. Hey, Padres are in first place, by the way. The Padres, their run differential is not that great, Rob. I know you don't pay attention to that, but are you down with the Padres? Are you buying it?
I picked the Padres before the season started, BK. I picked them to win the division over the Dodgers. I'm not shocked because last year, it's a combination. They're a good team, and somehow they're doing it without some of their best players playing really well. I mean, it's amazing. But, of course, they have an unbelievable closer, right? They've been getting some good pitching and timely hitting, not great hitting, okay? So that's enough to win.
I'll still be so stunned. No, I think they're a good club. I'm not disputing what you're saying. I'm surprised. I'd be stunned. Meantime, Tatis is struggling. What are you saying about Fernando Tatis?
I think it's time for a trade. I think that they should look to move Tatis. I would do it. And I'm going to tell you where he should wind up.
Wait, so you think the Padres are going to win the division, but trade Tatis and go win the division? So they're bringing something back. I mean, he is struggling this year, but there's value with the actual player.
No, I get that, but sometimes you can go and make a move and go get another player that could still help you.
Who's going to do that, Rob? The way he is now and the way he's hitting and the way actually he's hit the last few years since the drug test, who's buying into Tatis in the future with the money he's making? Who's making that deal?
If I'm going to tell you, if I'm the Yankees, I would be interested in Tatis. And I'm going to tell you why. Because that bottom of the order, that the Yankees have, when they go into these funks, BK, and they lose 4 games in a row and they can't score runs and whatever it is, go look at the bottom of that order. It's not strong enough. You need somebody else in there. And I know Tatis isn't hitting right now, but he has big of enough track record that a change of scenery could rejuvenate his career.
There's the track record I think you're alluding to, though, was when he was like a young shortstop slugging 600, best player in the game. We haven't seen that guy in a few years. We haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, but he made the All-Star team a couple of years ago. He's not that far removed. Sometimes you need a change of scenery, BK. You think he's finished?
He loves San Diego. They love him there. How is he going to perform better in the Bronx than San Diego? Why?
But he's not performing in San Diego.
Then you think he's going to be magical in the Bronx? All I hear is how tough it is to play in New York, including you say that, how tough it is in New York. Oh, they're getting booed. Bo Bichette, oh, no. Yeah, come on. Oh, Juan Soso. So he's going to come to New York and be great.
The bleacher creatures would love Tatis with that flair. I'm telling you, I would love it. BK, look at your career. You went from ESPN to MLB Network, and now you're a star. Do you see what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying. You're trying to obfuscate the whole thing. We're going to let you go. By the way, your shirt looks good. I appreciate the professionalism. All right, we don't even need a tie on this. You're on Zoom. But
wait a minute, 42.
No. Look at this guy.
42. No.
I know. I'm saying it. I just see you unbutton your shirt. Thankfully, he's wandering around with the T-shirt on. Thank you, Rob. We'll let you go before you get in trouble. We'll see you.
Jackie Robinson all day, all night.
Well done. Well done.
When Rob was a newspaper columnist, he lived by this motto: if I'm writing, I'm ripping. Let's bring in a writer or broadcaster, old or new.
Now let's welcome into the podcast Rickie Ricardo, who is the Yankee announcer, WFAN Spanish broadcast, as well as here on behalf of DraftKings, a friend of mine. Rick, always a pleasure. What's up, my man? How are you?
Rob, living life, road trip. Came back from both Milwaukee and Baltimore. Yankees have actually lost 5 out of the last 6 after winning 6 of 7. But this weekend, you know what it is. It's round 1 of the Subway Series. So we're crossing over the RFK Bridge, going over to Citi Field to see our old buddy Juan Soto and the New York Mets.
Yeah, and it's a dumpster fire. I don't know what else to say. The Yankees were playing great. I get it. They kind of had a rough. All those games were winnable too. Like just almost all of them, except for the 7-0. They were in all those games, and they lost in Milwaukee and they lost in Baltimore. But the Mets got a problem going on, Rick. I mean, it's hard to ignore $350 million payroll. They're on schedule to lose 100 games, which is incredible when you think about it. And they just haven't played well. It's a miracle that Carlos Mendoza is still a manager.
And he's a baseball guy. I love Mendy. He came from the Yankee organization. He is as straight up a guy as you're ever going to want to meet. Players respect him. But I'm just as surprised as you are, Rob. That organization, David Stearns put some pieces together this offseason. Number one, by letting go of Pete Alonso, which I'm still perplexed by, a homegrown Met, a guy that wanted to stay in orange and blue for his whole career. And you're not going to replace that kind of power overnight with a guy like Polanco, who I know very well is a good ball player, but not a first baseman by trade.
He's playing out of position, Rick.
Yeah.
You know it. I mean,
Yes.
It's just, what are you doing? And I'm with you. I was on the record on MLB Network. Pete Alonso, that's a big swing and a miss. A homegrown product, a guy who can play in New York, who plays every game, who's never hurt. What are you doing? And power. You can't replace power.
You know, I understand moving on from Jeff McNeil. I can make a case for bringing Marcus Semien in for Brandon Nimmo. There were rumors, and I'm not in that clubhouse, but I got guys that are close in there that tell me, that things weren't really cool with Nimmo and a couple of other players, and especially McNeil and Lindor. Those things have been made public over the last couple of years. So I understand those two. The Alonso move, I don't understand. And they didn't really shore up their starting pitching rotations. A lot of question marks. We're going to see ex-Yankee closer Clay Holmes start for the Mets on Friday night against Cam Schlittler. So it's almost like a hodgepodge. It's almost like they put this thing together at the last minute, spent a lot of money. Bo Bichette playing out of position at third base, not worth $42 million a season. You and I, Rob, are worth more, $42 million on what we do. But I don't know. Bo Bichette, $42 million. That's a lot of loot for a guy that's never played third base.
Well, absolutely crazy. Our guest is Rickie Ricardo, of course, Yankee announcer on the Spanish broadcast, as well here on behalf of DraftKings. DraftKings is exciting. I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff to jump into.
And Rob, and the voice of the Philadelphia Eagles in Spanish too. I'm waiting for the entire schedule release tonight, so I'll know where the heck I'm going this fall and this winter.
That's right. There'll be plenty of excitement once the schedule drops as well. Let's go to the Yankees, and I get it. Max Fried, it's scary, obviously. He's been lights out. He's been great for them. He's been great since he showed up in the Bronx. Last year, he had a fantastic season. And the only saving grace is that the Yankees are getting pitchers back, and I think that'll help. And if hopefully it's not really bad news, I think the Yankees will wind up having some of the best pitching. They had the number one pitching staff in baseball, numbers-wise. But I think that's what's different about this team is that they do have a lot of pitching.
The depth in the starting rotation is stellar. You've seen a kid like Elmer Rodriguez come up and show that he can pitch on the big league level. Luis Gil is a guy who was Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago. Now he's down for a couple of weeks with a little injury. Also, he's had an oblique issue.
He's got good stuff.
But great stuff. Clark Schmidt will be back down the road. Garrett Cole's just a couple of weeks away. There's some off days in the schedule built in, so they could get away with maybe using 4 until Cole is ready a little bit closer toward Memorial Day. But you're absolutely right. Ryan Weathers has been a godsend. They got him cheap from the Miami Marlins. He's going into the 7th and 8th innings into his starts. Was throwing a no-hitter against the Orioles the other night. They got their first hit off him in the 7th inning. So what Brian Cashman has done, and a lot of people said, well, you've got more pitching than what you need. You never, ever, Rob, never have enough pitching. You can never have too much pitching. And baseball just works its way. It's almost as if you're going to have injuries. You have to count for that from the beginning of the season. And you're absolutely right. Max Fried, we're holding our breath. We hope it's not anything serious. But if he's going to be on the shelf for a while, the Yankees have plan B, C, and D going forward.
All right, last thing, Rick. I would be remiss not to talk about the passing of the late, great John Sterling, who just a fantastic person who, of course, you were very close with. I was friendly with over the years. I've known him, listened to him on the old WMCA in New York growing up. In the old days when there weren't that many sports talk shows on, that and Art Rush Jr. probably was it for us. But just your thoughts on the passing of John, who you happen to be able to save his life at one point.
Well, we had an incident in 2021 when Hurricane Ida was coming up the East Coast and flooded everything and power outages. And I was able to get John out of a car that was kind of floating on water on River Road where we live in North Jersey. And we got even closer that night. Remember, I'm just a few feet from the man night after night after night. I saw John more than I see my own wife, during the baseball season. Isn't it strange, though? It's amazing because he's a great guy. He's a mentor to me. Tomorrow we have services that I'm going to be part of to remember and honor the life of the great John Sterling. But the old saying, Rob, that they go in threes, right? So in a matter of 4 days, you had John Sterling, Ted Turner, and Bobby Cox.
Amazing.
Went within 4 days. So from those 80s Atlanta Braves teams, Sterling was on the TV microphone on TBS. Ted Turner owned the team and the TV channel, and Bobby Cox was the general manager for the teams that were owned by Turner and broadcast by Sterling. It's just an amazing coincidence, and it goes to show you those people that believe in that thing, that they go in threes. But tomorrow will be a very, very special day. It'll be a sad day, but a day to celebrate the career of John Sterling. And Rob, he's the guy that belongs in the Baseball Hall of Fame. I know he's got his detractors around the country, as you've heard before. There's a lot of people that didn't like his style, that thought it was, a little out of the box. I think that's a good thing. It made him unique. It was the one and only John Sterling with the great home run calls and, over-the-top stuff. But I thought that made him different, unique in a good way, not a negative way. But tomorrow will be a sad day as we remember John. And personally, I lost a friend and a mentor.
Love and prayers to you, my man. Absolutely. I'll be there in spirit, and I appreciate you. Thanks, Rickie Ricardo, joining us here.
Yeah. And don't forget, download that DraftKings app, okay? They've got it in Spanish. They're the only ones that have the app in Espanol, and with the World Cup just around the corner, Rob, and you know how Latinos love NBA basketball, so there's plenty to bet on coming forward with basketball, World Cup soccer, all the baseball, the NFL. DraftKings in Espanol, play responsibly. You the man, my friend.
My friend. Stay well. Thank you.
Now, here's the best from MLBbro.com.
Charlie Duncan is dealing straight facts on MLBbro.com.
Dalen Lyle is locked in right now for the Nationals. The man-made in Louisville, Kentucky has gone deep 3 times over the last 2 games and carries a 6-game hitting streak into Thursday's matchup against the Reds. And his biggest swing yet? A clutch home run in the top of the 10th of Wednesday night's action that helped lift Washington to the win. Now, the Nationals have a chance to complete the series sweep on Thursday, while Lyle looks to keep one of the hottest streaks in baseball rolling. I'm here for it. This is Charlie Duncan, and those are straight facts on MLBbro.com.
For more, right now, go to MLBbro.com.
It's time for a trip down memory lane here on Inside the Parker.
Rob Parker has covered Major League Baseball for 40 years. Now, let's relive a memorable moment of his career.
The baseball column that I wrote, which got the most hate mail ever, came in 1995 when I wrote a column about the passing of Yankee icon Mickey Mantle. Readers of Newsday didn't like it. Instead of just writing a column about how great Mickey Mantle was, and man was he great, we all know, Yankee center fielder, Baseball Hall of Famer, switch hitter, all the stuff that Mickey Mantle accomplished, I decided to write a column that I'd rather take a hero from present day rather than one from Mickey Mantle's era, where they fudged and lied about what kind of people were playing the game back in those days. Believe it or not, in that column, I said that Mickey Mantle was a drunk and wasn't a good father. I told his whole story. People were furious. The old radio show Mike and the Mad Dog opened their show and trashed me. Newsday received more angry letters from that column than any other column in the history of the newspaper. It shook Yankee fans to the core, but it was a column that had to be written. Hey, this is Rob Parker. Come back all season long, every week, as I chronicle my 40 years of covering Major League Baseball. And if you missed any episodes, go to MLBbro.com and catch up.
Make way for weekend wagers.
Yo, it's Sean Bo. Fire up those bed naps. Let's go. Went 500 last week, 1 win, 1 loss last Friday. But you already know what we're going to do this week. Bounce back, go 2-0 with a bro. And it's Rivalry Week, so let's get things started in the Chi, where the White Sox welcome in those crosstown rival Cubs. And with both teams absolutely humming on offense, that over 8.5 total runs is a lock. Go ahead and pick over 8.5 total runs in Chicago to get your day started. And to end things on a nightcapper in West Sacramento, the A's take on those rival Giants. -1.5 on the A's. The Giants cannot get their stuff together. Their manager is looking terrible.
Hi, I'm Rob Parker, the founder and editor of MLBbro.com, where we cover black and brown major leaguers. 75% of the content will be about the current black and brown stars in Major League Baseball. The other 25%, we'll take a look back at some of the great black players. On the site, there'll be a ton of great written stories and videos and features.
MLB Bro, because you need to know.
MLB fans, when it comes to Major League Baseball, no one covers it better than the Odd Couple.
Facts. I am the baseball king.
First, second, third, and home.
We're leading shows with baseball. Game over.
They don't watch it.
They don't know the game.
All in one place. Right here on Fox Sports Radio.
I love baseball.
In the words of New York TV legend, the late Bill Jorgensen, thanking you for your time this time until next time. Rob Parker, out.
He can't get it. This could be an inside to Parker.
See you next week. Same bat time, same bat station.